Hey everyone, this isn't another feature announcement. This is an announcement about a feature that makes features. And we are so excited to show it to you. Big picture, from now on, we can create our own Gen Effects nodes. Noam here is going to show you how to create effects for graphic design and animation, and I will show you how to create cinematic effects for your video creation. So let's do it.
Let's start. All you need to do is first to bring in a Gen Effect node. So I'm going to click Tab on my keyboard and I'm going to search for Gen Effect. And here it is. And you can see it's a very simple node. All it has is the option to describe something or to add image reference. And we're going to create a simple effect. Let's create a halftone effect. And all I need to do is to say what I want to get and I can generate my effect. Okay, perfect. So now we've got our color halftone. So let's take our input and I'm just gonna connect it. And let's see what control we got. If we click on our new effect, we can see on the right side, we got different parameters. So we can control the dots, the frequency of them, we can control the angle of them, and the fill, so how much of the image they will fill. But it's not that useful, it's not exactly how I imagined. What's cool about it is that I don't need to start from scratch. I can now edit this effect. I can click here on the right side of the screen on the pencil, and I can just add some info to the prompt. But I also want RGB control, overlay, and I want opacity control. Once I get all of these, I think my effect will be perfect. So now I'm just gonna regenerate it. And that's it. You can see here on the top side, I've got a notification that something has been updated. And you can also see the display has been updated. Let's take a look what we got now. If we click here, we can see we got the dot size, we got the opacity. So very, very quickly, I tailored my effect to what I wanted. So you can start imagining how you can take your designs for graphic design or animation, illustration, and you can start implementing your own tailored effects. So now I'm going to show you some cool examples. In this case, I wanted to recolor my design and I asked for UI controls. I can ask, for example, for color control or for a gizmo control or for different pins. And we can also add an image reference or a mask. And when I ask for these controls, this is the UI that I'm going to get. So I'm going to show you this effect. I wanted a balloon bulge. And here it is. So wherever I put the center of the gizmo, it will bulge up the animation. And to prompt something like that, to do a video-to-video edit, for example, would be so difficult. But now I've got my own effect and I can reuse it and I can really tailor and manually control what I want to achieve. In this case, I just did some comparison of different effects on the same image and you can see it affects each one differently. So that's pretty cool. But imagine how you can take that and also create cinematic fills, cinematic control. And that's exactly what Ron is going to show you now.
So what I love about this feature is the fact that I can build my own tools. For example, in that case, I have my shot here. So in the saved node section, I actually saved my film look creator. I drag it into the canvas and now I can connect my asset to this specific look creator. And now I can change the grain, I can change the temperature, I can change the contrast, and I can apply it to each of my assets separately. I can also gain ultimate control over my composition with custom effects. So in that case, I created a surveillance camera. And the prompt for that was actually surveillance camera. And here, now the same footage looks like that. But I want to take this surveillance camera and I want to apply it on a different shot I had. So in that case, I have this shot of this guy eating ice cream and looking at that screen. And I want to apply my new security camera footage onto that screen. Now with custom effects, I can do it. I can take my surveillance camera and I've created another perspective pin transformation. And what I like about those Gen effects is that you can be very intuitive with the way you're writing your prompts. So here it was create a transform effect that allows me to adjust the size, roundness, and position of a video using pins. The roundness settings should start with sharp edges, matching the original video. Each corner must have a pin so I can modify the video's perspective. So I'm basically explaining the Gen effect, what I need to do, and it created it for me. Look, now I can move those things around like that. And I can also change the roundness of the corners like that. Once I had that, I wanted to create a screen effect, so I created another Gen effect. The name of it was Screen Glass Layer, and the prompt, you guess it, was Screen Glass Layer. This is superb. And now when I have this reflection, I can play also with the position of it like that, you see. I can also play with the intensity of that. And here in the compositor, I can move the pins around and make it perfect to my composition. And now I connected it to another super cool effect I've created, an handheld camera shake, which basically allows me to change the motion amount, the speed and frequency and smoothness of the camera shake. So look, this is very subtle, but if I will make it stronger, it will look like that. So you can create an handheld animation. Once I add all of that, I've connected it into our compositor with all of the other layers, and I got this really cool short film. For me, this feature is super exciting because now I can apply my personal taste on specific gen effect that I need, and you can see it demonstrated here in that specific sequence. That's basically it.
So, just like we said, this is a revolution. No more relying on presets or stacking multiple effects to achieve your vision. You can just tailor your effect to your specific need. And the really cool thing about it is that no two effects are the same.
We've shared the workflows we presented here in the description below, but most of all, we want to see what you make with this, because this feature really unlocks new creative opportunities. So go try it out now or later. Nice.